Hey guys, so welcome back, and I know I have not done a math video in so long, because I guess I just do whatever topic I'm learning, and because it's spring break and all that, but here I am. And I remember previously I made a video about parabolas and intro, so now I'm going to talk about transforming them, like moving them around. We're just going to talk about how to move them left to right, up and down, and how they become bigger and smaller, you could say. Okay, let's get to it. So I drew this graph here so we could use this to show. So this is like the parent function, you could say, the main function that you could do stuff with, right? Y equals x squared. And this is a quadratic function, which is why it has an exponent, right? Right. So to move it up or down, okay, so up and down. To move it up, you kind of go like y equals x squared, and then you're going to want to go, for example, we're going to move it up by 3, alright? So we're going to do plus 3. So that's pretty, straightforward. And to move it down, it's minus. I say I want to move it down 3 units, so minus 3. So up to down is pretty simple. You can look at it and be like, okay, that's a positive, so it's up. That's a negative, so it's down. Right to left is a bit, more confusing, but it's pretty simple too. Right, left. My Sharpie is running out, you guys. I might need to get a different one next time. But to move it right to left, so y equals, this time this goes in parentheses. Say we want to move it to the right by 3. We're going to go x. It says move it to the right. We're going to put a minus 3. Squared, obviously. But why minus if we're moving to the right? So the original equation for this is like this. It's like y equals x minus h. H is just so we're moving it by squared. So then the original has a minus sign, right? And we want to move it to the right by 3. If you put a plus 3 in h's spot, it would be negative, right? And so when we do that, that moves it to the right. So say you want to move it to the left, y equals x plus 3. Squared is plus because we're putting in negative 3 now, right? So we're going to substitute negative h for negative 3. And now, simple, negative times negative equals positive. So that's how that works. That's the equation-wise. And one more thing, to make it bigger or smaller. So big, small. I'll show you what I mean by that in a second. Oh, why did I but no here? Alright, so this is actually a little thing you can remember for if you get bigger or smaller. Basically, before this x, right, or before this x, there'd be a number sometimes, right? So over here it's 1, which is why it's not showing. But the closer the number is to 0, the wider the parabola. So basically, if we had a number here that said like a half, right? A half x minus 3, right? And then we had 2. Which one do you think would be wider, the half or the 2? Well, it'd actually be the half because it's closer to 0 than 2 is, right? And if you don't like fractions, you can always put a decimal. 0.5 is closer than 2. So, and I'm going to show you all this on a graph. And I'm going to actually use colors so you guys can tell the differences. My original, the x squared one, is going to be with the black Sharpie. Alright. That's going to be our parent function. I made it all bold so you guys can see it over all of these lines. Alright, so first let's translate it, which is what you'd say, up and down. So for up, I'm going to use this color, Carmen. Okay, let's remove kind of oranges. But anyway, so let's substitute number. Let's just say, 0, right? So let's substitute 0, 0, plus 3. So 1, 2, 3. The vertex would be right there. And then let's do 1. So 1 squared is 1 plus 3 equals 4, right? So And then lastly, we have, let's put 2 and negative 2, obviously. 2 squared is 4 plus 3 equals 7, so okay. And that's how that's going to be, and I'll just graph that. And this is the same amount of wideness, so don't worry. All I did was scoot it up, which is why you can know, like, you know, you can go like one like this. And now let's move it down. I'm going to use blue for that. So we want to do minus 2, so let's put 0, minus 3. So 1, 2, 3. Bam! That'd be right there. Okay? And let's say we wanted to put 1, so 1 squared minus 3 equals negative 2. And then 2, so 2 squared is 4 minus 3 equals 1. Now just graph that. It's the same amount of wideness. All we did is scoot it down. Alright? Alright. The graph would just be scooted like to the right because we have that, right? So 1, 2, 3. Let's graph this real quickly. So that's if you move to the right, and I'm going to move to the left. I'm going to use like a dark blue. Okay, moving it to the left, right, since it's positive now, it's the same exact thing. So move to the 3, so 1, 2, 3, and I just graph it as you normally would. This is a lot of graphs, but like I'm doing it step by step, so I hope you're getting this. And I'm not really gonna do it closer to 0, but like if it's the number is closer to 0, so like for example you have 1/4, it's gonna open up like this. And actually with a graphic calculator, I could show you an example on. Alright, so say we had like 1/2, let's just say that, x squared, that's all, right? So look at how that opens up. It's a little bit wider than these ones because that's the parent function. So we compare that to a normal one, which is just x squared. See how it's wider? And if we had it as 2, I'm so sorry about that beeping. I was just baking something. Oh my gosh. See, that gets thinner. So that's what I'm talking about there. And yeah, and one more thing actually, I need to note this down. If there's a negative sign, so if negative sign, then it opens up downwards. Opens downward. And if positive sign, or really just nothing, because you don't always write that, opens upward. And when actually my graphing calculator doesn't do that, but basically if it's negative it would open like this somehow. And if it's positive it opens upwards. So those are like pretty much the basics about parabola transformations. And I really hope this video was helpful to you. If it was, please be sure to like and share it to your friends so they can understand too. And subscribe to the channel for more videos. I make math and drawing and Roblox and stool videos, so many more things. Remember, I'm for everything.